Alright, welcome back to Personal Health Care Reform Talk Show on PHCR TV. This is episode 2 on here for the big show. So, we're going to start off with a little health in the news for you today, and as you can see, Jimmy, my genius, has created the most fantastic green screen I've ever seen. It's like Avatar. I mean, you can reach out and touch everything. This is fantastic. No, actually, what I've done is I'm taking you on a field trip for our second time in here. So, we are actually going to take a little tour of a farmer's market, show you what goes on in a farmer's market, why you need to shop at one. And for right now, we're going to do a little health and news for you. The biggest news stories right now, Obamacare is in the Supreme Court. So is there going to be a decision this year? Definitely not. Next year, for election year, it's election year, nothing happens in election year, so I wouldn't expect any kind of big things to happen with that other than a lot of fighting back and forth, and nothing determined until probably 2013 when we figure out who's going to be in office. After that, I figure we'll have some kind of determination by the Supreme Court whether it's constitutional or not. My vote, it's not. But I'm not in the Supreme Court, so we'll let them decide that. And for that, we're going to walk around. I'm going to show you a little bit of the place while we're doing the health and news. So somebody will follow me around here. And as you can see, the place is huge back here. Farmers markets are not little bitty tiny stores anymore. They are very big. They are very expansive. So we will show you some of that. One other big thing, Congress, in their infinite wisdom, I love this story, they've decided that pizza is a vegetable because of the tomato sauce on the pizzas. I don't know if they figured this out in Congress yet. They may not know this, but tomatoes, they're not really vegetables. They're actually fruits, guys. They're fruits. So technically, it could be a fruit, but it's not a vegetable. Especially if you look at the tomato sauce used today, it's mostly corn. Corn is not even a vegetable. It's a grain. So technically, you're eating much more of a grain instead of having a vegetable. So to our geniuses in Congress, thank you for doing that. Thank you for helping out with the obesity epidemic in the U.S. by letting the kids eat the worst foods possible known to man in school because you want to stay out of the choice in school. Make a choice either way, whether you decide to make one or not, you're still making a choice. Thanks for not helping out, guys. Love it. But since we're here and we're talking about food, we're talking about the best foods, with farmers markets, one thing that you get is you get a lot of locally grown food. And big thing with that, if you'll see this little headline here, $7 billion in annual revenue is what local food is bringing into the economy. $7 billion, that's huge. So whenever we go to a place like this, and of course we're getting set up for Christmas time because we're past Halloween. We got the big Santa spider over here, which I think is hilarious because he's here year round, at least until he fades away and dies. And he'll be making appearances as an Easter bunny spider and everything else as the seasons go through. And they have all kinds of different things they'll do out here as well. But you know, looking at that, local customers. Back in 1990, it was 650 million is what local food sources were bringing in. Once we get to now, 2011, or actually taking it to 2009, which is when all this is what they're looking at for this, 1.2 billion just for local food sales. So people come into places like this, 1.2 billion is going into local economies. Okay, this is which has national implications, but for local economies, it's huge. It's a huge boom. Probably for the farmers who have to hire more people. So people looking for jobs, you might look out and go to local farms because believe me, they are hiring because they need the help. And agriculture is huge. Then if you look at restaurants, distribution outlets, things like that, you're looking at another 4.8 billion because there's a lot of restaurants now that are starting to use locally sourced foods. It's a huge industry now, especially over in California. I've seen tons of these things coming up now in California. I've been talking to a friend of mine about actually opening one here in Dallas because I know there's one or two, but nothing big, nothing prominent yet. So you might as well be the first to get to the market. As you can see, we're going to enter the maze here. Hopefully we don't get lost because I've seen the maze. It's pretty intricate. So with that, it's a total of about 7 billion is what we're looking at this year for sales just in the local food industry, which is fantastic for the farmers, for the people, because you're getting much fresher food sources. And we're actually going to talk to Christy here in just a second because this is health and news and this is big news. So we're going to talk to her about what happens at the farmers markets, where they get the food sources from, and actually talk about this place in particular because, well, this is the one I shop at. So I really want to see them do well and prosper because, well, just for my own selfish needs, I want to keep on coming here and buying the fresh foods. So with that, Christy, how are you?
Good.
Good. All right, we're going to talk about a few things right quick. First off, let's get some background on this place. How long it's been around?
We opened 2.5 years ago. We have sold Christmas decorations for like 10 years from out of here, but we've actually had this property open for 2.5 years with the farmer's market and grocery store.
Very good. And 2 years ago, of course, everybody knows economy was tanking 2 years ago, so starting something up like this kind of a big venture is huge because this is all family owned.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
It's owned by a friend of your father.
A friend of my dad, and then myself. So this was their dream, and then they opened. They finally made it a reality.
Very nice. One thing I wanted to talk to you about is as far as like where everything comes from for this place.
We get as much from Texas as we can. The local farmers, we have East Texas, West Texas, we get a lot of stuff from the valley. Obviously there's seasons. Right now it's your squashes, your cucumbers are really good, that kind of stuff. Everything inside that's from Texas says Texas, and we try to tell you what part of Texas.
So you get them both locally, and if you can't get them locally,
right? If we can't get them locally, we get them from other. We try to stay in the United States. So right now our tomatoes are from Tennessee, and they are amazing. We get tomatoes every season. We get the best tomatoes. So.
Yeah, because most tomatoes, if you don't know, actually come from South America usually.
Yes. And they're grown in hot houses. They're not grown. They're not dirt-grown tomatoes.
Yeah. So they're grown in something like this without actual access to all the sunlight and everything else and all the real nutrients that they need to be fresh and give you everything that you need out of them. As far as like lycopene, because lycopene is huge in those, and if they're not grown properly, you don't get near as much lycopene, which means if you're eating them for prostate health, you're getting nothing out of them.
You're getting water.
You're getting water. So, but we'll take a little pan around here because of course we got the Christmas decorations. We have the maize. Which I wanted to talk to you about the maize. Y'all do have special events throughout the year as well.
We do. The hay maze is actually set up for our fall festival in October, and then we keep it open through the winter. We actually make it smaller as we sell hay. So.
There you go. Yeah, because there are local cows that do need the hay.
Yeah.
So they're not only selling it, they're actually feeding the food that we eat. Because I love me some good cattle. Let's see here, a couple other things. So of course, y'all have supplies for anybody that wants to grow their own. And from what I've seen, most of everything over here is
we try to do organic gardening, try to let people know what they can do to go more organic for their lawns instead of putting the chemicals that go into our runoff water, that go into our drinking water, that go into all that. So we're trying to change people's minds.
Yeah, so, which I know the big stores are trying to push some of that, but you come someplace like here, and that's what they've got. That's what they do. That's what they're trying to help you achieve. So for your small place that you're doing in the back of your house, they've got everything here that you're going to need for that. Let's see here. We're going to make our way back inside here and actually show off some of the other things that they carry. Of course, you got to have good gloves for gardening. If you're going to go out and garden, you got to have some good gloves. And in fact, Mom, you don't know this yet, and you probably won't see this before Christmas. Hopefully, you're getting a pair of these. So if you do see this before Christmas, well, you know, the surprise is ruined. Sorry. Let's see a couple other things. One interesting thing. Last time I was here, we were talking about the paintings.
Yes, outdoor art. They are UV protected and waterproof. So you can put them indoor or outdoor, but the big trend is to have an outdoor living area. These are great. They're great for a gift. I have a catalog that has everything, different pictures. So they're a wonderful new thing.
Yeah, so this way you're not just getting decorations for, you know, Christmas and fall and everything else. You get some nice decorative pictures in here that you really can't get anywhere else, especially for those prices. The prices are incredible. Of course, they don't just have people food here. They have dog food too, because, well, most everybody has pets. She has a pet. I know you've got a pet dog as well.
Yes, I have 2 dogs. So not only do we have to take care of ourselves, we have to take care of the pets. And if you're looking for the best, most natural selection of pet foods, come to your local farmers market. They're going to have the best of what you can find, nutrition for them, without all the extra added in preservatives and everything else that most of the foods have, which don't do your dogs any good, or your cats, or your fish, or your birds, or anything else. With that, I'm going to let you give us your address, how we get a hold of you. Yes.
We are 3646 Rosemead Parkway. That is Dallas, Texas, even though we are in Carrollton, technically. Zip code is 75287. You can call us at 972-306-2899, or you can look us up online at rosemeadmarket.com.
All right. Thank you for having us out today and letting us take over the place for a little while this afternoon as we're doing the entire show here. That's right, the entire show is here today. So with that, thank you for letting us out. We're having fun here. Like I said, I shop here all the time, so I want to give these guys as much face time as possible. And come back. We'll be back with the next segment here in a little bit. I'll be doing an interview with Kathy Schwan, who will be here with us. We're actually going to talk about everything back on that side of the place, which is all the fruits and vegetables and everything else that they have here. So with that, come back. We'll be back with you in just a little bit. Personal Health Care Reform TV. See you in a little bit. Bye.